All right, my final TV observation. Uh, um, there's one network that was done with football, and so they were uh, running these shows that that are they if the same rules still apply that I can recall from several years ago when television was still relevant. Um, they would dump the kind of shows that they know would get very low ratings, and if they're up against sporting events that people are interested in, they dump them on like Saturday night. Saturday night is usually when there's the lowest ratings. um, and there's a show on, I believe, uh, NBC. Don't quote me on that. There's a show called FBI. I kid you not. It's well, I mean, it's not that strange. I guess they've had a show like that, shows like that for a while. I guess Dragnet was sort of like that. Although, were they FBI or were they local police? Um, anyway, shows glorifying the feds. That kind of propaganda has been around for a long time, so it's not surprising. But of course, you can guess what it's all like now. And I actually, watched this episode out of curiosity, just to see for myself. And sure enough, all of the baddies were white supremacists. They were white supremacist domestic terrorists who were, meeting together in secret somewhere in New York City, and then going off and plotting to bomb. I don't know, like uh, gay centers or just trans trans positive uh, Broadway plays, or it was so stupid. It was just so paint by numbers, and it's everything you would expect. There's this tough badass black chick who's more much more much more dominating than her white male partner, uh, and the boss is a white lady. The boss of this whole section of the FBI is a white lady, and the a couple of the heroes are of Arab descent. They actually, they captured this one guy and brought him in for questioning, and he actually said, we're taking on, we're against the Arabs." He actually said the Arabs. That's such lazy screenwriting. Nobody says Arabs. Nobody says that. If anybody does say that, it would be like in the rural South. But I don't even know if anybody still says Arabs. I never heard anybody say that. And I live in the South. I haven't heard that for a long, long time. Not since that song, Ahab the Arab, back in the 70s. So, so the bad guys are all white men who are white supremacists and who are attacking Muslim places and gay places and trans places, and so the boss over everyone is a woman, a white woman, interestingly, and there's gosh, what else? Oh, there's just constant surveillance. Like they use cameras everywhere. They activate these means of catching the bad guys by spying, through spyware. It's basically the surveillance state glorified. and it's, you know, made to look cool. Like they're in this place, you know, tapping on their computer screens, looking at monitors, and it's all high tech, and it's like, wow, it's so cool. The FBI are so cool. They've got all these great cool gadgets, and you know, this tough black lady is just so badass, and and you know, an Arab guy named Omar is the like the hero, the protagonist, uh, and no openly gay or trans characters amongst the FBI, but the bad guys are all white male domestic terrorists, just cartoonishly depicted. So there are so many things. There were so many things that were just absolute sheer groaners about this show. It was just so obvious that I wanted the propagandist to try a little harder and be a little more creative, and I don't know, like you know, you can be a propagandist and still still have some integrity, I guess. I mean, up against take something like this show FBI, put it up against Triumph of the Will or Battleship Potemkin. It comes a distant third. A distant third. So the degenerate West, you know, even the propaganda is shit. You know, at least totalitarian regimes like the Nazis and the Soviets had good propaganda films, you know, stirring propaganda films, you know, well made, cool, fun to watch. We're fucked.